Okay. Some of my stuff went off, was not connected, so hopefully things are better. But so again, just to make sure that for the people watching the stream, party went into the sewer. They reunited with Hector. Charlotte got killed, and they continued forward. And then at some point, they decided to resurface, but the police were waiting for them. Like when they popped their head out of the manhole. So they jumped back down. The police came back down to pursue them, and for some reason, Soleil had the idea for the three of them to split and part ways. So they went in three separate directions. Hector and Ronald at some point ended up meeting back up at some point, but Soleil was nowhere to be found. But they continued onward. They found their way to the water treatment plant. They it seemed like where they were was pretty like loosely guarded compared to the rest of the city. So afterwards, they after exiting the facility, they found their way to like a small patch of like brush that is a kind of a almost like a weird little a weird little nature reserve of some sort, like in a sea of solar and wind turbine farms. And shortly afterwards, they were spotted by a young woman with a rifle, which happens to be Stacy's new character. So, whenever you're ready, would you like to introduce your new character?
Okay. So my new character's name is Danny. Um, she's relatively short and pretty skinny. She's a little malnourished. She's got like really long, stringy, greasy brown hair. And she looks kind of androgynous at first, but you can definitely tell when she speaks that she is definitely a woman. Um, she's a conspiracy theorist and a prepper. And she is, fun fact, one of the few protesters who escaped to set it up. She keeps to herself, but she does make some trips into the city to get supplies and to charge her electric Hummer.
Excellent. So, Ronald and Hector, you are faced with this with this young woman with a with a assault rifle trained in your direction. What is your first? What are your first instincts?
I guess Ronald will throw up his hands and say, "Don't shoot. We're no longer cops. I know we're dressed like it, but just don't shoot."
Yeah, we were just pretending to be cops.
Are you the ones that they're after?
Ron will just nod.
I'm gonna just think a little bit about it and then look at Ronald and be like, "Yeah, sure."
She's kind of giving you two like
crazy eyes just going between the two of you.
Listen, we don't mean you any harm, so we would appreciate it if you point that thing to the ground instead towards our direction.
She will, but she's going to stay really, like, she's going to keep her eyes firmly glued on you guys.
Thank you. Thanks. Now we could talk like a little more freely. Oh, are there any more people here like you?
There were. There were. Not anymore.
A feeling people in the city might have something to do with that.
Yeah, well, they were all executed, so why are you guys here? How'd you end up
Well,
here?
Ronald probably has a better explanation than I have. Since I just recently had a lot of
Hector
shit
probably
happen.
has known about this for maybe an hour at most, an hour or two at most. So basically, we've uncovered something really deep within the city. Goes all the way through politics, all the way up through the police force, clearly, and we have some evidence to kind of back that, both physical and digital. And he'll kind of just flash the little disk drive or the I guess we said USB, mini USB kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
it's just like kind of a very unassuming, just like flash drive.
I love how you keep trying to pull it back to like a floppy disk. I love that.
I know. I'm sorry. My age is showing. Yeah, but he'll pull out the physical piece of paper as well, and he'll show it to Danny.
Probably
Mm,
if we're going like a vaporwave, I guess maybe like a floppy disk wouldn't be too out of place, but I think it's a bit too late to retcon that.
yeah.
No worries. I think it's like a USB that has like a little like it's shaped like a little floppy, just
Oh, that's
ironically,
great.
but
She's just kind of gonna go, and she'll kind of look at it, and then she'll kind of motion. She has like a police scanner like clipped onto her belt. She's just like, you guys match the description of who they're looking for, but there was one more. There's
yeah,
only two
that's
of
our
you.
sergeant. She's we were hoping she'd be on the other end of the tunnels once we got out, but again, we kind of split up, and I mean, I trust that she's well capable enough to survive out there, but I don't want to leave her here just in case they circle around and try and catch us out here.
Yeah, so pretty much every so often as you're kind of chatting, you hear like you can hear radio chatter coming from the little police scanner, and from what you can tell, that by luck, Soleil has not been captured. They're still, you can still like they're talking about an active an active search for the suspects. So
I guess Ronald will just kind of search the outer perimeter, see if there's any other obvious exits from the sewers out this way.
from what you can tell, it's there's maybe like two like main like incoming maybe there's like two maybe like incoming streams or rather outgoing streams that kind of funnel into a little channel that kind of runs between the the little like brush patch that you're kind of sitting in, and a just like a one of the like countless like solar farms. And just like you can maybe see like another one a little farther away that probably a good maybe like 200 feet away in just like another like channel that separates two different solar panel fields, but that's as far as you can see.
All right. And just to confirm, what time of day is it? Is it like midday, night?
I would say it's probably like early evening. Like it's still light out, but the sun's kind of starting to set. It's a pretty clear day. Like the sun is out and there's very few clouds in the sky. There's maybe
Okay.
like a slight breeze going on, which, you know, and there's not a whole lot of noise. You can maybe hear like a little bit of industrial noise coming from the water treatment plant, as well as the running water out of the coming out of like the coming out of like some pipes and feeding into that little channel. It's very serene, very calming compared to the loud and very noisy chaos of Unity City that you are very accustomed to.
I guess Ron will look back at Hector and say, "What do you think? Where would you be if you were the sergeant?"
I don't know, to be honest. But somewhere under the tunnels, maybe.
I mean,
Not
that's
under them,
yeah,
in
that's a
in
good
them,
point.
in the
In them, yeah.
ground.
I mean, we can't really go back unless we want to go back through the water treatment plant and past those two guys, which
Yeah,
might look suspicious.
I think going back to find Soleil is a risky ordeal. But of course, I don't want her to get executed
she's
for
not captured
treasonous
in it.
behavior or something like that.
Exactly. I wouldn't want to leave her for. I mean, she wouldn't leave us, so
You know
I think
how
we
the
should continue
party
looking.
is
But
brutal. Too long ago, I was a part of executions, and I'm gonna just glance over to the prepper woman.
yeah,
I
Danny's
think
probably
Danny, yeah.
not too keen on hearing that. But Ron will quickly change the topic and just ask Danny if she knows this area fairly well and if she has any ideas where Soleil would be.
I've been living here for a while, but I'm a horrible navigator, so I just kind of go where I remember. Aside from that, I don't know much.
Ron will just kind of nod and I mean, he's not super pleased to hear that, but he understands that it's not really her job to map out every sections of the sewers. So I guess we'll just kind of circle around the sewer area and see if we can locate her. If not,
Try to
we'll just
put
keep an
my
eye on that
ear.
scanner.
Yeah, I don't know how loud the water that's running is, but I'll try to like keep my ear next to like the wall of the sewer just to see if I can hear anything else, like noise or voices.
So you're trying to like
I'm gonna put my head like on the ground and just try to listen for footsteps or anything.
okay, make me a perception check.
Okay. It's D20, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ah, perfect. 5. Does 5 achieve anything at all, or probably not?
Did you say you got a 5?
Yes, I got a 5, which it's not great, but it's not that bad, I guess.
Yeah. When you like kind of like put your head down to the ground, you don't really you can't really discern anything of the sort. It just kind of sounds like you just have your head up against like the dirt.
Can't hear anything. I don't think I'll be able to. I'm running out of ideas, unless you guys have some.
Not really. Ron will just have his binoculars out while Hector's got his ear to the ground, and he'll just be kind of scanning along the distance just to see if he sees any kind of shapes, or he's more watching for police actually. But again,
Well,
he's
if I-
hopeful that Soleil will be there.
If I can't hear her, maybe she can hear me. So I'm gonna put my hands like in a cup kind of shape in front of my mouth and scream, Soleil!
I hate to intrude when Hector's not actually technically there, but that seems like a really rash way of trying to find someone who knows that they're being hunted by police.
But she knows my voice. Maybe.
Do I know
don't
your yelling voice, though?
I don't know, maybe.
See, this
I
this is
mainly
why I
want-
didn't pull out a flashlight and start searching the tunnels, because that would be like the sketchiest thing ever. But yeah, that's funny.
Just
I don't suppose it makes a difference at all,
It's
but I
with,
tried. At least.
Hector's kind of just like outburst. He kind of startles like a little flock of birds that are in the field, and they just kind of start scattering a little bit.
Damn it, I didn't do anything.
Oh, you didn't do anything?
No, I did. I screamed, but I didn't like achieve anything. I just scared the fucking birds.
Yeah.
That's a true Lubin moment. I didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. Well, I did, but you know,
It didn't achieve anything. Yeah.
I love you, man.
Okay. I appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah. So this little flock of birds just kind of flies over the group.
Danny's eyes are gonna go crazy and she's gonna point her gun at them, but not shoot them. She's just gonna go, oh, the cameras are everywhere.
Ron's just gonna take a second take at Danny and be like, "What?"
The birds. There's cameras in the birds.
He'll just kind of watch these birds fly off in the distance, and he'll notice how they're not the usual city pigeon that he's used to, which is a rare thing to see even in Unity City. So
It's
he'll probably
just
believe
a
her.
pigeon.
He'll
It's
probably
probably
believe her because he's a little paranoid at this moment, and it's one of his flaws. So being on the run, he's very concerned.
Yeah, I'm just gonna raise my right eyebrow. Be like, what? There's okay. I'm gonna say, you know what? I've seen so much crazy shit. I won't be surprised.
She's gonna kind of turn away from the birds and she's gonna look at you guys and she's gonna say, They put trackers in each of you. You guys are cops, right? Why can't you just track those?
That's a very good question.
You know that they put trackers in you guys?
Ron's going to be very confused as to this. I don't think he's aware of any trackers. I mean, Mythmaster can say otherwise, but
I'm gonna say that probably at like kind of your initiation into the police force, they probably give you like a series of vaccines. Just obviously played up just like it's to make sure that the police force stays healthy. And they did mention that like one of them was to kind of install like a little device that's would basically kind of serve as like a form of ID that also it serves as it has like your ID. You can use your like your bank account with it. It has like your medical insurance records and all that. But as far as you're aware, it's you don't know if it has like it could be used to like track one's location.
I think my paranoid flaw is going to really kick in. He's going to pull out his pocket knife and hand it to Hector and be like, man, cut this out of me.
Yeah, just let me know where, and I'll do it.
Danny's kind of creeping up behind you. She has like one of those really high-powered like bar magnets, and she's just like waving it by your arm to see if it sticks anywhere.
Let's see. Make a roll for that.
Okay.
Just roll me a d20.
16.
You kind of like wave your magnet up against like his left arm, and as it's maybe like halfway up his left arm, it like the
Smack.
magnet literally just like gets pulled out of your hand, and it just smacks Ronald's arm quite hard with how
Found it.
Oh, that hurt. Yeah, Hector, cut this out.
Yep. Here I go. Do I roll for this?
Yeah, I'm trying to think like
what is this skill?
Yeah,
medical.
I doubt there's a way to like remove this without hurting me. So yeah, that would do some damage, I imagine. But
I'll try to like sharpen the knife a little
Do
bit.
you want something to bite on or something?
I'm gonna like go next to a rock and like kind of in one direction just slide the blade until it gets real sharp, and I'm gonna touch it with my finger and say I'm ready to finally liberate you from the tracking device.
Let's see. I'm gonna say roll it as like a for now, let's say like healing.
Like healing, okay.
But
Which I am,
not healing, but just,
of
like,
course, I'm not trained in this skill,
just, like,
so
make sure
this
that
is
you're
gonna be
not
fun.
like. I don't think you'd necessarily. And of course, I don't really know too much about the anatomy of the human body. I don't know if you'd necessarily bleed out from your arm.
Depends how deep you're cutting and stuff. I don't think your hand. If I mean, how far up your arm? Like your forearm or your bicep?
It's like your bicep. Like
So
up-
presumably
Okay,
it wouldn't be injected
Be
into a
careful,
blood
man.
vessel?
Be careful.
presumably it wouldn't have been injected into a blood vessel. They'd
Yeah,
want
no.
to hang it in place, so
A
they'd probably
vein.
put it into
Yeah.
the skin tissue, maybe the muscle tissue. I'm not really a doctor either, but that's just my guess.
If
Yeah.
it's the
I
muscle,
would imagine
think
it'd be
it'll
like
fine.
subdermal, so it'd probably be in your like skin, under your skin layer and your fat layer. But
Well,
again, they have probably futuristic blood
Victor used to do
microchips. It's very
tattoos,
possible. So
and tattoos are nested between like the outer layer and the inner layer, so it's like the middle layer. So that's what he
correct.
thinks it would be, maybe somewhere there. So he's gonna channel his inner tattoo artist and try to cut you in a way that looks good and doesn't hurt.
Danny's
That's
getting
really
out
cool.
like her mini first aid kit from her bag.
Danny, are you you know anything about medicine or anything like that?
Nope.
No? Okay.
But if you can't get it out, I'm sure I will.
Yeah, I rolled a 1
Oh.
with -5, so
You,
-4.
you stab me like right between the two muscle groups, right into my brachial.
I'm gonna say, like, so.
It's always a fail, I think.
I'm just gonna say, like,
Say-
you like slip and like your knife just goes like right into his arm.
Ah, shit. I hope it's not deep. Is it very deep? I'm gonna pull it out immediately.
What kind of like knife is it, do you reckon?
It's like a pocket knife.
I have a-
It's like
If it was Lubin's knife, I mean, he can have whatever he wants. But mine,
It
that
was
was
like
a
a
boot
Swiss
knife
knife.
dagger, which is a D5.
Yeah,
It was his big knife.
I'm gonna say, roll a D5 for you, see how much damage you take, and then I'll have him roll like cut.
D5 is D10 divided by 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I got 7, divide that by 2. That's 3.5. Now, I don't know if you want to round it up or down.
I think it's down, actually. I think that's
down. Okay, 3.
Yeah. So yeah. Ron takes 3 points of damage, and you can roll your cut and see.
Oof.
Oh, I also do that as well. Great.
Yeah.
Just like trying to hurt somebody. I didn't do any shock.
I'm gonna say no for
And-
shock.
I didn't do any cut. Oh, no shock. Sorry, I didn't do any cut. That's what I meant.
Oh, you rolled like too high, but
I rolled very high. I rolled something like 10 or 11. It was way too high.
I'm gonna say just like I would say you probably draw a little bit of blood, so I'm gonna say it would probably give you like a light bleeding. 'Cause I
That's
feel
fair.
like-
Yep.
I feel like that would make sense for like a wound like that.
I'm sorry. I think
Danny's-
you need to like patch up that scar. Something.
Danny's just kind of nudge you out of the way and go out. Let me try. And just
I think
give me
you
the
should
knife.
try. You know what you're doing, and I'm gonna hand you the Swiss knife gingerly.
She will take it.
As Danny is tending to Ronald's wound, I want all of you to make a perception roll for me.
Sure.
Should I do that as well?
No.
Okay.
Ron doesn't see anything. He's focused on his wound.
I got a 15.
Oh, you see everything. More than I do, anyway.
So what did Hector roll?
Up 10. 10.
I'm gonna say at least Danny hears something rustling in the bushes, like by the like the little water channel.
Okay. You got two options. We do this later, or the hand comes off now. because we got to go.
Ron's just gonna nod and be like, "Let's go."
Okay.
And
Why are we going?
Well, there's a sound over that way. We can investigate it or we can go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fire a bullet in that bush.
Oh,
Bang!
I
make,
did.
make me a make me a roll.
Any roll, D20.
Just like roll your
amazing.
attack.
Attack to hit. 16. And I'm actually with small arms, right? A gun is a small arms, right?
Yeah. What kind of gun are you?
It's some kind of a pistol, but I'm not very good with pistols, like names and models. But it's like the ones that police would have
So it's
in
like a
Unity
9mm
City.
pistol.
Yeah, the standard for the police force, whatever that is.
Okay. What's okay? What is Soleil's DVMI?
I got oh shit.
DVMI. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Doug.
Do I have dodging?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say you probably see them.
17.
Oh, very good. That's actually
you,
good.
You just miss it, but like you
God.
would say like yeah, Hector fires a bullet and it like whizzes like right by you.
Oh my god, okay. But I don't know it's her yet.
You don't know
And
it's
I
her.
know this is Hector, I assume.
I would say like you're probably like climbing up out of this channel, and you like kind of recognize like the mech suit,
Yeah.
and like just like in a split second you see like a pistol pointed at you, and you just kind of like in that split second you probably like duck as he like fires.
Yeah. I'll just, I guess, am I in my police uniform still?
I'm gonna leave that up to you.
In that case, I'm not, because I'm assuming that wherever I go, there's a good chance that I'm going to be found, and I don't want to be recognized. And so I'm going to, because I don't recognize any of them, I'm going to give them my false identity. I'm going to say, "Don't shoot! Don't shoot! I'm not who you're looking for." And if they ask, I'll tell them my false identity, I guess, that I just made up right now.
Yeah. So you're still
Oh,
in the
you
bushes.
you can come out of the bushes.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm going to stumble out of the bushes, and I'm going to make like I'm limping with one hand sort of behind my inner thigh, or sorry, behind my like left leg, where my revolver is. So I'm gonna make like I'm limping, and I assume as I get closer, I'll probably recognize them.
I guess we'll recognize each other.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's back! Oh my god. Almost
Oh,
shot
man.
you.
Hector, I know you get excited to see me, but you got to keep it under control.
I'm sorry. I honestly, I'm under so much. Under so much stress these days. I could shoot anything that moves, and I wouldn't even think twice about it. I'm so sorry.
How did you get through the police academy?
Not even the police academy. He's ex-military.
I think they were short-staffed.
That's fair. And I will put my revolver back in its holster and go back to the bush to retrieve a duffel bag full of basically all of my mortal possessions. The duffel bag is thoroughly drenched, even though I had tried to carry it over my head.
Yeah, I would imagine you yourself are probably pretty, not dry.
Just covered in like a mix of water and possibly sewage.
Yeah, a little bit. Like probably. Actually, I'm gonna kind of let you, if you don't mind, like trying to like from like the time that you like split from the party, like what your from the time between that and now, like what happened between then and now.
Well, it was a few hours, but it certainly felt like a lot longer. I had gotten turned around when we split up, and when I went to ground, I was stopped by a police patrol that I guess had recognized me from a photo. I was already out of my uniform by then, though. They chased me into the reservoir, and I basically played dead because they started shooting at me shortly before I jumped into the water. They must have thought I was dead, but I left before they could retrieve my body. And that's about how I got here.
All right.
That's a really good way to escape.
So yeah,
Ron's just gonna mention you jumped in the sewer. He's gonna look at his injuries. Like I thought I had it bad. Damn. Good to see you made it though.
Reservoir, sorry. So no sewage, actually, which is for the better, I imagine.
yeah.
Oh, so you were having a shower while I was trying to, do surgery on myself. Thank you.
I was getting shot at, but I'm sure you were too.
None of us got it better than.
Thankfully,
the other,
me and Hector were not shot at, but we had to bust our way through a pretty nasty gate back there, talk our way past a couple of sewage employees. But yeah, we met up with this lovely lady, Danny here, and he'll kind of motion to Danny. She's got a police tracker, and it seems like we've basically made it off the grid. So glad to see you made it.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here. 1 in a million chance I'd, go down the same stream as you ended up going towards.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes
I'll then probably ask them in character, but I won't actually do it because we all know what happened last session by now. In character, I'll ask them to recap what happened. They'll probably do that, and we don't really need to bore the audience with that if we have an audience.
Yeah, obviously they probably just recount Charlotte's unfortunate demise, them splitting up, and kind of how they came about there, and how now really their lives have been kind of really turned upside down, where within a matter of hours they've gone from servants of the system to fugitives to enemies of the system.
So, team, what is our plan of action now? Seems we've all regrouped. into a solid position, but we can't hide forever.
No, I think we need to help Ronald. And maybe Danny will take us to the place where there's other people like her.
Danny's gonna feel a little touched, and she's just gonna say, "You guys seem to have been through hell. Do you want to come back to my house and just like figure out what you're gonna do next? Clean up a little bit,
Much appreciated. Thank you.
of course. We'll get those trackers out of you guys."
We're sorry to have to involve you in all this, but I assure you we'll be most helpful and most I guess much of an asset, let's put it that way, to anything you really need us to do. Seems like you're kind of out here scavenging, so if you need help, just put us to work.
She's just gonna nod and like motion for you guys to follow her back. She will take a wrong turn. It will take you 20 minutes out of the way, but then she will get back on track and you will arrive at her very rundown house in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, so as you like kind of make your way to like Danny's little hideout, you kind of find yourself looking you kind of find yourself at a it looks like a residential area, but it looks very very run down, and like the grass is very overgrown, you have no idea when this house was built, but it was obviously built a very long time ago. Like, this is before the new era. This is obviously a relic from the old era. It's kind of like a very not necessarily like a big farmhouse, but like it's maybe like a 2-story, maybe. Like, it almost looks like a. Actually, I'm gonna let
Are you talking about my home?
Yeah, if you would like to kind of describe what that house looks like instead of me.
Yeah, she's gonna go, "This is my home. It's I've had it for a while. Been meaning to fix it up," she says very sarcastically. And she just kind of like unlocks about 5 locks on the front door. It's like a 2-story. It's like the siding's falling off. The roof is caving in. There's no power. Well, there's minimal power. It's usually off because it's powered by like a solar generator. But it's just hanging on.
Ron's gonna admire this house, and he's gonna comment that, "Oh, I see your locks have locks," as we're sitting here like a good 5 minutes as Danny's unlocking every single lock she has.
You can never be too safe.
I'd imagine all of these like keys are in different pockets and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Right.
She's got like the main one on like a retractable lanyard.
Okay, so when you finally like open this door, like, what does the party see?
It's very run down, like a really old couch and a couple lawn chairs. There's a lot of water damage. Um, it's just like bottom layouts, like living room, kitchen, like like kitchen and dining room together. And then there's steps like right as you walk in, and then upstairs there's like 3 or 4 bedrooms.
Yeah, so it probably smells a little musty in there on account of the water damage.
A smidge.
Yeah.
Ron's gonna look for the nicest looking chair, and he's gonna just kind of go towards that. He's like, "I call this one," and he's gonna pull out his gear and look for a bandage and pull out his knife and try to do some surgery. I guess we
I'd
have the
say-
trackers all the way in, so he's gonna just try and bandage more than anything, I guess, at this point.
With
He doesn't want to kill himself.
with a cut,
Unless-
since that
Sorry, I was just gonna say unless anyone else healing besides me, but
I do not. I was just gonna say, if you cut in, if that magnet catches it that hard, if you just made a cut, would it pull it the rest of the way out?
It's possible.
Because we'd have to do it to all 3 of them, unless you guys want to be tracked.
I mean, your house is kind of compromised at this point since we've all just arrived here with these trackers, so I kind of just put that together. I guess at some point we'll have to get them out. Soleil, what do you think? Hector, what do you think? Do you want to? Are we getting these out, or are we just going to see if we can deactivate them somehow with a massive magnet? Or I have no idea how these work.
Well,
I don't know.
I figure we may as well just get them out and take them somewhere else, like as a decoy. But then we would still have to get out of here. In fact, actually, what we could do is we could take it to multiple locations, that is, and then eventually just drop them off, so that the authorities would not know which location was the actual place we were at.
Or
How far should
we
we go if we do
take
that?
them all out.
Well, yes,
That's a good point. Probably a
we have
while.
to do
But
that. But yeah,
I was going to say we could take them all out, leave them here so they think we're just, resting easy at a little hideaway. And then when they come to ambush us, we could probably counter ambush. But then again, there's probably a lot of them. We're probably better just to get out of here.
yeah.
I
What's
think
our-
we can't take on the whole force of the city by ourselves with just our few numbers right now. Maybe we could use them just to buy us some time by confusing them, or the people that pursue us.
Danny's just kind of sitting there playing with a pocket knife, and she just goes, "I have some rats in the basement. We could put them in the rats and then just set them free in the woods."
But I have a feeling that they might just come back.
Well, it is their home, so
Yeah, well, I think the best thing would be what Soleil proposes. Only question is how far and in which direction, and maybe
It may actually not be practical because wherever we go, the government can reach faster because they have vehicles and helicopters and whatnot. So I think what we ought to do is what Officer Springs suggested of just leaving them here and getting out. Our ultimate objective is, as I recall, taking out that family, right? That we got that one guy from.
Yeah, it's helping the
One
Kerr
of them.
family, getting rid of them, but also if we can expose this what's on this disc. That'd be the ultimate kind of redeemer. But I don't think we're going to do that as long as we're hunted. So we need a safety haven. And right now this is compromised. And again, I'm sorry, Danny, for dragging you into this. And I know you have a lovely home here. Not saying that ironically at all. Like it's actually a nice little place, but unfortunately, it's compromised.
So I guess you're right. We do need shelter. So yeah, I suppose if I were to make the call, but I do want everyone's input. My preference would be that we cut these out, leave them here, or we could take them somewhere else and destroy them in that location.
I say we kind of go with both my plan and kind of what Danny was saying. We stick them in the rats, leave them in the house, and at least have them think we're running around in the walls of the house for a little while, distract them a little longer, and at least have a kick out of it.
Yeah. It is possible once they leave your body, it might register you guys as deceased, though. So that could also be a benefit.
Oh, we could just head to like some body of water or start a forest fire and then just cut the things out over there.
There you go.
Very many options. Need to decide on one.
Maybe wreck a car and then cut them out there. I don't know.
Wherever you guys decide, I'm ready to start cutting.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up my sleeve and say, cut those tracking devices out. I'm no longer going to be a pawn of the government.
Damn right.
Well, I'm gonna bare the skin on my arm and just prepare for a bit of pain.
Oh, no way did I roll a 2 on that.
Are you cutting my arm with the 2?
Bro, I'm trained in everything. What is going on?
Oh shit. Okay, I'm just gonna
I'm not sure if it's passive aggressiveness of me stabbing you back, or if it's just a little bit of blurry from the blood loss. But
did you even figure out where it was with the magnet, or did you just stab blindly?
I think Ron probably just stabbed blindly in the same general area. But he'll joke that we're blood brothers now, I guess. Did you want me to roll damage here, or that's a really bad roll? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We could roll with the book damage. I think there's a set amount of damage. That probably is like a -1 or something. It's your call, though.
I don't know what the book was,
what
but
did
I
you do?
remember
You
it
just,
badly.
Did you just basically just jab him in the arm in a very similar fashion to?
Yeah, I think Ron assumed they were all probably in the same location, which is again not a smart thing to do. But he was attempting to heal with a 2 altogether as a roll. I thought that was going to go well, guys.
I also did when I did mine.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
I would say
fair point.
I'd say roll for damage.
Okay, I'm so sorry, man. This is the second campaign that I've actually injured Lubin. And I feel so terrible about it. 2 damage. Okay, not that terrible.
Not too bad.
All right, and roll.
Gotta clench my
just roll-
teeth.
roll cut. Just roll cut. Don't do shock.
Okay. So this is 3d6 minus 1. That's a 13. That's nothing.
It's
It's just a flesh wound.
just a flesh wound. Yeah,
I stabbed you with my injured hand.
but as if you were to pull that knife out, you take a look at the blade, you'll see just a very small a very small electronic device on the just on the blade.
Wait, did you do it? Did you really get it?
Ron's gonna be like more confused that, by sheer luck he actually managed to pull it out of Hector, but he's gonna kind of laugh and be like, "Hector, we did it, bud. That wasn't for
Oh, you
nothing."
did it? I thought we failed. It's okay though. I'm actually very glad we succeeded. Uh, that's awesome. So now I'm officially not.
You're a free man.
Yeah, I'm a free person now.
What I had him roll for was just like to see how, I guess, effectively he's able to make the incision, we'll say.
Well, I guess it wasn't very effective.
It's very
It was
effective, but
unintentional.
very barbaric, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yours was
That's
I've
gonna
got
leave
a
a
really
scar for
bad
sure,
wound.
but
more just like an
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, maybe you have some like skill with a knife that you haven't tapped into, Arnold, or you're just very lucky.
Ron's gonna nod and be like, "All right, Soleil, do I inspire confidence in you just after that show of events?"
You've always inspired confidence in me, but don't cut anything out of me. How about?
I will hopefully do a little better this time. Did you want me to roll for attempting to remove this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, doesn't he get like easier DD because he's doing the same thing twice? Wasn't that like something like that, repeating tasks?
Yeah. Yeah, that
I
makes sense.
believe so. I rolled an 11, so I did quite a bit better.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
good.
you definitely do significantly better than the last time. You don't basically just stab Soleil in the arm. You just kind of push the like the tip of the blade in and just like make an incision, and by sheer luck you find a very similar like electronic device.
And now there's just one left.
Who wants to do the honors, or do you want me to try it? Any
Give it another
volunteers?
shot. I'll
I trust you.
like,
I trust you, Hector.
I'll
I
show
trust
you
you.
that I'm actually not that terrible. Yeah, I'm not. This time I got a 9.
Oh, so you're trying to get it. Yeah, I'm gonna say like for kind of for a similar situation, like this. Yeah, the second time around, it's much easier, and
Yeah,
you also pull out another.
I'm gonna like
Like,
see it
another
under the
chip.
skin, and I'm gonna be like, I got it, there it is, aha! And I'm gonna hold it up like in between my index and my thumb, and I'm gonna be like, there it is. This is the root of all evil, and I'm gonna put it on the table.
Danny just walks back in with some like wound cleaning supplies and some band-aids.
Yeah, Ron will quickly start dressing some of the wounds here. And hopefully, did you want me to make a roll for any of that, or?
I'm sorry. What are you gonna be? What do you want to roll for?
Oh, sorry. Just Danny brought back some of the healing supplies, and I was just making sure that everyone was bandaged up. I wasn't sure if you wanted us to make healing rolls or.
Yeah.
I want to know, how badly can you put on a band-aid?
Pretty badly in this game, at least.
I'd say just like make healing checks to like dress your wounds.
13.
Hang on. Let me pull up healing. I don't have my. I don't have. My,
13 is a +1 to health and -1 to bleeding. I don't know if that's a group roll for everyone or if you wanted us to do individuals. It's up to you.
So you rolled 13. Yeah, I'm gonna say like I'm gonna say it's just gonna be a group roll, and you're able to like dress everyone's wound pretty easily. So now you can just kind of have a reminder of how you basically you're I guess you could say uninitiation from the system.
Danny's just kind of got her ear to the police scanner to see if anything comes across since they're out of the bodies now.
After a while, you get a message that something comes across saying that the suspects like according to according to records they appear to be showing up as deceased, and that they're going to be calling off the search.
Huzzah.
So we're officially under no harm will come to us, even if we leave this stuff here.
Presumably.
Presumably. Well, that's what her little device says there. Can't be too certain.
It could just be something to lull us into a false sense of security.
Maybe. How about we just maybe troll these things like a like in the river or somewhere or whatever, or maybe just leave this place and try to move somewhere far away, since now they can't track.
Ron's just gonna take the 3 and
They've
stick
seen
them
us
into
so
one of
far,
these dirty cricket bars that he's been eating for most of his life, and he's just gonna throw them down some random hole that leads down to the basement, I imagine. And
Okay.
he's sure that these rats will probably do the rest of the work there.
Yeah, they definitely
Well, it must be very late now. I mean, it must be getting like to nighttime.
Yeah, the sun is definitely set, and then yeah, it's pretty dark now. It's especially dark because there's no power. So really the only light that you can see is the massive light pollution from Unity City, which I'm going to say is to the north of your location.
If you guys want to rest, I can keep watch. I don't know if you trust me enough for that, but
Ron's already like half nodding off, so he's just gonna kind of nod and just fall asleep. He's been through a lot.
there's beds upstairs if you want, or wherever. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, I'm gonna be heading upstairs, you guys. See ya tomorrow.
Ron's passed out in his chair. He's not even gonna put the energy into getting to an actual bed.
I'm gonna take off this mech, and that'll take some time, and it'll be noisy. And then I'm gonna go up the stairs, open the door, and open one of the doors towards one that comes, in front of me, and I'll look around the room, kind of maybe just see if there's any like bed sheets or anything. And if there aren't, I'm gonna ask for some.
I
And
will
it's gonna
say,
be, yeah, pretty normal going to bed for Hector.
I will
Try
say
to
the
make it as
house.
normal as possible. I'm starting a
Yeah.
new life.
The house looks like there should be like 6 other people living there. Like it's all done up for a total of 7 people, but there's nobody else there except for Danny.
Oh,
There's like some rooms that have like guy stuff in it and some that has girl stuff in it, but
well, I'll see if I can find some bed like and stuff like that, and just make a nice like environment for myself to rest. And that's going to be Hector's action.
So Hector's going to just like find a room and just pass out, essentially.
Not pass out. I'm just gonna lay in bed and try to sleep a little bit, but it's not like passing out. I'm still. I'll wake up if I hear something, but it's like a light sleep. Quite tired from the stressful day, and I'll keep my gun like next to my head on like the little table or whatever there's there, and yeah, that's it. Imagine this house is like one of those with the old wooden kind of furniture with lots of like ornaments and stuff, almost Victorian like.
yep, pretty much. There is extra like there's clothes in like the closets as well, so if you need to change your clothes, feel free to anything you find.
Yeah, I'll do all the things that are kind of as normal as can be, and that's it. That's it, really. Nothing special. But I'm not passing out. I'm just sleeping lightly.
All right. So what does everybody else do?
Find a room, settle down. Well, probably get not like probably get into dry clothing as well.
All right. So yeah, you probably like scour through your you like kind of scour through some of the clothes that is available to you, and you're able to find some suitable clothes, at least for now, that aren't soaked from your your journey through the sewers. And the room that you settle in, I'm gonna say it's kind of looking through it. It's probably like a probably like a whoever was in whoever's room this was definitely like a man, and you can see various little knickknacks. There's even like a couple of guns in there. They're mostly like hunting rifles. And there's like a little bookshelf that has like a couple of old books on the shelf. Are you there?
Yes, sorry. Are there any books I might recognize? Like, is it more classical literature, new stuff? I don't know, like like what sorts of books is it?
Um, the books that you see, they're definitely very old books. So these are definitely like relics from the old era as well. But a few of the books that you see are a Bible, a copy of 1984, and a copy of Brave New World, to name three.
Brave New World sounds like something that might appeal to Soleil because as she's seen like just from the title, it sounds like it would appeal to her. Because she's seen the collapse of her perception of the world she lives in. And so she might think, okay, maybe this is a utopian story about building a better society. And of course, that would be wrong, but
Yes.
she's going to do that and start reading it.
Yes, and obviously you know, like, as you like kind of like start flipping through the pages, or Soleil starts flipping through the pages, she starts to see, parallels to what what happened in, like, what's happening in the world today, where the like the all like the hedonism and the how like people aren't, they don't have families, they're all like grown in like a facility and the like. And yeah, you see a lot of parallels between like the world that you've been living in and what was written in this book many, many years ago, which would have been over 100 years ago at this point, I believe. But it would actually probably be about 100 years ago, because this is, I reckon that this adventure takes place about 20 years like in the future from like our present day. So it's like just like the book is just over 100 years old, but you probably don't really know, like, because the calendars that you have are very different. Like the years are very different. So it's probably like the year 20 or something. And I don't know if like they still do like the Gregorian calendar, but
Probably not. Probably just 365 days, 12 months, but then like completely different structure for actually naming the years.
yeah. But yeah, that's what you do to kind of wind down. And what about Ronald? If we haven't done Ronald yet.
I think Ronald had passed out in the chair, but probably being fairly uncomfortable. I imagine at some point in the night he's going to wake up and actually find a room. Yeah, that probably would make sense. He's going to also check before he goes to bed if Danny needs anything.
Oh, she's good. She's just pacing around with her rifle and
He's going
keeping
to notice
watch.
that she's like surprisingly awake at this time, but again, he's had a pretty long day, so he'll find some bedroom that seems vacant. I guess fairly close to the rest of the group, just so we're all, together. But
yeah, I'm gonna say like it's pretty dark, but I'm gonna say like your eyes have accustomed to the darkness enough that you're able to like navigate into like a room, and you just kind of lay down.
yeah, I don't think it would take long for Ronald to pass out either. So
All right, and so let's see. Yeah, that night goes by pretty uneventfully. You guys probably wake up at about maybe like 6 o'clock in the morning, and Ron is probably wakes up in the room, and he kind of sees that whoever was inhabiting this room was probably a female, given the kind of things that you'd find, probably just like by the type of clothing that's on the floor, and beyond like the general just like kind of a musty smell that the house usually has. It just maybe has like a very, I don't know exactly how to describe it. Like you could definitely tell that like this was the room, or is a room to like a woman.
yeah, Ron will notice how this is a little more perfume scented than the rest of the house, especially the downstairs. But once he wakes up, he'll quickly just tidy the bed and kind of head and try and find Soleil and Hector.
I think I'm gonna be sleeping in. So I will be sleeping still.
So you're still sleeping.
He'll notice Hector's still sleeping. He'll let him sleep in.
Yeah, that would be what Hector would do.
Yeah, and Soleil, like, whenever she decides to get up, if she's not already up. And what is Danny doing?
Danny's being a little thoughtful. She's still got her rifle close by, but she's making some, like, heating up some MREs for everybody. Just something to, get everybody going. Making some like DIY drip coffee or something.
I imagine Ron will join Danny and just thank her very much for, I guess, having some food ready. That's very nice of her. And he'll ask her if she was up all night.
Absolutely, I was.
You don't sleep much, do you?
Absolutely, I do not.
He'll just have a chuckle at that.
Yeah, she's just got like a decent stock of like some MREs and some non-bug protein bars, water, and
The good stuff.
DIY. Yeah, it's as good as it can get.
it's probably like some protein bars that like you've probably seen it, at like your local like state grocery store, and as you said, like they're definitely the good stuff. It's definitely the good stuff. It's kind of like the stuff that they keep at like the very top shelf, and it's like really marked up because it's like it's like animal protein that's not it's not plant based or bug based or anything.
She pretty much just like shoplifts a couple every time she goes into the city. So, but that'll be a little secret.
That's awesome. Yeah, Ron will mention. I think the other two are sleeping in a little bit. So, is there anything you need me to do right now, or are we just having a calm kind of
No.
morning here?
Pretty much.
Ron's just gonna be hit by the surrealness of like he doesn't have a job. He doesn't like he's not on the clock always. Stressing to get to work, stressing to do this, stressing to like it's just peaceful, and that's kind of never been his life.
This is the good life, as bad as it looks.
Ron's gonna sip this instant coffee, and it's just gonna be like the premium coffees of because it's free coffee. It's literally free, and he's free, so it's a good feeling.
Yeah, and I imagine as Ron kind of enjoys his little MRE breakfast, I imagine the other two at some point start to wake up and make their way down into the kitchen or common area. So who wakes up first?
Probably Soleil, just to continue reading.
Okay. And I'd imagine Hector whenever he wakes up, he probably wakes up to a smell that is quite familiar to him, being like MREs.
Yes. I recognize the smell. I'm gonna open my door.
Yeah.
And
It
I
happens.
too also recognize the where it's coming from, and of course, it's quite easy. I would imagine.
Yeah, you probably like wake up and it's like probably like the one smell is probably like a particular one MRE that you is probably like one of your favorites.
It's the one with say beef like stock for the soup.
So it's just like a beef soup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like-
that one.
Yeah, it's just like it's definitely like favorite of yours because like this is one of the very probably one of the very few MREs that again uses like actual beef compared to like whatever other synthesized proteins that they have available.
That is the original one. That is the one that everybody fought for.
Yeah, it's definitely you probably have gotten into many a battle for the good stuff, we'll say.
Yeah, that's what we called it. Well, I guess there's plenty for all. So I'll greet everybody and say good morning, everybody. How does it feel to be free? think it feels great. And I'll have like a smile that goes from one ear to the other, like that. Very happy look on my face. Very optimistic for today. I guess everybody is still very like sleepy or irritated by my uh good
No,
mood.
it's all right. It's
So
all right.
I'm gonna be like,
Just
okay,
a bit of a long day yesterday, you know?
yeah, of course.
The days all kind of blend together eventually. Just one long day.
Yeah, well, such is life sometimes, isn't it? And I'm gonna like take a sip of this whatever container my drink is in and the soup and
Yeah, you probably very quickly kind of lay claim to your favorite beef soup.
mhm.
Because I'm kind of imagining that Soleil is just kind of preparing like meals, not necessarily in mass, but just like she picks like a couple random ones out of her stockpile and just so happened to pick one of those beef soups and seeing as nobody claimed it just yet, you know, we probably laid dibs to it, very quickly.
Yeah. Well, I'll s- help once I'm finished with feeding myself. I'm gonna help everybody else whatever they need help with, and in this case, I guess preparing more food. I guess I don't know.
I mean,
So
pretty much.
I'll try not to, Billy. I'll try not to like get in your way since I have no idea if I'll be not.
Not
But
at all. It's nice to have people in the house again.
yeah, ghost house.
How did you come to find this house?
I left school at 16. I dropped out, and I ended up meeting 6 other people, and we ventured out into the woods, and we came across this place. So we made it home.
And what happened to the 6 or the 5? 6?
6. 6. They all got rounded up and executed at the Citadel.
Ah,
Somehow,
I escaped.
you're
you guys
definitely.
know anything about that?
Unfortunately, yes, we do.
We well, I had a big role in that, but so did the other people like me, but not proud of it. Just
which
what
obviously
happened.
obviously this is probably, well, a very sore subject for all of everyone except for Hector for differing reasons, seeing as Soleil and Ron both acquired PTSD from their experience. And obviously Hector, was very just completely numb, just basically blindly carrying out orders.
Yeah.
Danny's gonna tear up a little bit talking about it, but she's gonna make sure that she lets you all know that she forgives you guys for what you were made to do.
It's
I
in the
think Ron's
past.
gonna be fairly quiet and fairly ashamed of all that, but he'll thank Danny for being understanding, and he'll ask her if there's anything like pressing that they need to do at this moment, or
Not
is it
really.
just just you out here by yourself? There's no neighbors, nobody.
No, nothing for miles and miles around. I'm pretty much just available for whatever you need me for. I have a vehicle that is decently big if you need to, like, whatever you guys need to do, I'm along for the ride.
I just have a feeling that there's nowhere to hide from what the party is doing. And that this tsunami is gonna come. And when it comes, it's gonna cover every little nook and cranny, including this house. So I don't think getting too comfortable here is a particularly good idea, and I would suggest that we make sure that we follow what happens in the city and what the political factions and, well, the party, it's just one party, comes up with and decides to do next. What do you guys think?
I mean, I would think that the safest place would be the woods. We can stay relatively close to the city.
It's probably the best idea, and we can always get back to the sewers if we need a quick entrance into the city.
Yeah.
We have enough supplies. Is this all the food and things that we have? Do we need more?
Yeah, I mean, I have enough food here for 7 people. Because before that happened, we were all hanging out here. So, I mean, help yourself to anything you need. We can load up the car.
I think we should probably just take a basic assessment of what equipment we have and what we need to do. I mean, ideally, we need to talk to some of these Kerr family members, politely, of course, and release these documents, but we don't know who to go to with these documents, so...
We don't have a laptop here, I guess.
I don't imagine we do.
Probably not. I have a cell phone.
But how are you gonna use it with the USB? Is it all... Oh, one thing that I really found annoying is how a lot of devices have different... Oops. I cut out there.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, a lot of devices have like different USB ports. Is everything like same now? Is every like device, is there like a universal like standard in this world, or is it like different brands with different kinds of manufacturing, like different kinds of ports, or what?
It's probably everything's probably standardized. Like there's probably like a couple of different brands that have like a couple of different like manufacturers that manufacture like computers and whatnot. But ultimately they're all like owned by the state, so it's really just like gives you like an illusion of choice of sorts. Like,
I just wanted to look through those incriminating files in case there's something there that could be a clue where to start or a name that we might want to investigate if we're gonna go and do that day.
There's definitely quite a few names on there, I'm pretty sure. So Ron will hand over the documents to Hector, I guess, and I guess we will review them.
Yeah, but we don't have a device, or do we? Does the cell phone like work with this? What?
No, but I think I know a guy who might have a laptop.
How close
He's
is
not
he?
dead.
Is he not? Yeah, that's another good question. Is he
What was
friendly? Is he?
He's friendly to the right people, and if you're with me, you're the right people.
Perfect. Are we going to need to trade something, food? or weapons, anything like that?
Maybe, but probably not for me. I'm not sure. He's only about maybe a 30-minute drive. He's like right at the edge of the city.
He's a hacker.
Not really, but
Need somebody that could be one.
yeah, I think he might be our guy.
Maybe
Ron
he
knows like
somebody that
basic programmer stuff, but yeah, it'd be nice to have someone really expert at it.
Okay, if you guys want to go there, we can do that.
Okay. Let's,
You're good with that, Sergeant?
Yep.
I'm sure I can fully trust you since your blood has literally been shed in my living room. So
yeah, I hope. Let's stick together for now and help each other. After all, we're now united by a common goal and a common enemy. So
absolutely,
it wouldn't be unwise to do so. Okay, I'm going to get all my stuff and on the mech suit. Is it possible to ride in the car with a mech suit?
That's a good question. Probably not. It's a Hummer, so it's decently sized, but I don't know if it's.
I'll just leave it here then. I'm just leaving it here. It'll just slow me down. Let's just
You could probably stick it in the back at least. That way you have it.
Yeah,
I imagine you would be able to,
not suspicious at all.
You were driving around in the police vehicles in it, so it should just fit.
Yeah.
It's probably cramped, but
probably just like kind of hide it with like take some blankets and probably like hide it or something.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that, and whenever we're done with that, I'm gonna be good to go.
Danny's just gonna go out and open up the back of her car and just let you guys put whatever you need in there. She's already got like some stuff like water and
we now have a quilted blanket in the back that's vaguely in the shape of mech suit armor, so
I don't know.
There's also a ghillie suit back there, so fine.
Interesting.
Yeah, you just kind of like in between like a variety of different things. Like there's some boxes that like if you open them up you'd find bullets. It's like some rifle rounds, some pistol rounds, and a variety of very different knickknacks. And then you just see this thing that basically just looks like some basically just look like a bush that's just like thrown in with like the rest of the stuff. That would be the ghillie suit.
Ron's gonna be pretty impressed. He's gonna mention to Danny that you can really move around without being seen if you want to, can't you?
Absolutely.
That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, Ron will grab his things. I don't think there's anything additional from the house that he would know about that he would want, so he's good to go.
Okay, take us to this.
All right. So I guess I will head off in the direction of my my guy.
All right. All right. So while I try and figure out if you encounter anybody, would Danny like to describe the vehicle in a little greater detail and like what's kind of in the cabin?
Well, I mean, there's not really too much going on. It's like your like normal car litter, like normal garbage, and it's gray. The interior is really distressed, and like there's a bunch of political bumper stickers on the back, and then on her visor she has pictures of her friends pinned. But that's about it.
Okay, so as you're kind of driving down, like you at first it's like maybe a little bit of off-roading, but you eventually find yourself onto like a main like paved road, and after a while you kind of I guess I'll have so I guess the thing, I guess another thing would be who's sitting where. Obviously Danny's driving.
I'll be shotgun if no one else wants it.
Do you have a preference, Hector?
No, I'll be riding on the back seat.
Cool. I'll be behind, I guess, Danny.
Okay. I'll have, you know, anybody who's paying attention, who's not like preoccupied with whatever, just make a perception check.
Am I preoccupied with whatever?
Probably not, because you're driving.
I would hope. I'd be
So that was
preoccupied.
4 from me.
That's a 9 altogether from me. I guess Charlotte could pay attention to the road while she's driving, right? Just
I got
I
a
got-
4.
I got a 12.
Okay, so
Oh crap! I never changed my name.
yeah, as you kind of, you know, as Danny's kind of driving down the road, like you turn a corner and you see like a line of vehicles kind of slowly like making their way down the highway, and this appears to be a small military convoy.
Okay. Should we do some off-roading?
Ron's gonna make kind of eye contact with Danny through like the rear view mirror, and he's gonna be like, "What are you talking about, Danny?"
I think we might need to do some off-roading.
Okay.
He's gonna look over at the convoy now that he sees Danny's kind of pointed it out. He's like, "Oh boy." He's gonna pull out his handgun and just prepare because he knows something's going down.
Like, well, they're not coming towards you. Like, they're going in the same direction as you. You're behind them.
So what is there wooded area beside me?
Let's see.
Like what do I got going on?
Um,
'Cause it's just on the edge of the city. I would assume he'd be right outside of city limits with what he does.
You can see that there's probably there's nothing like there's not too much like in terms of like forestation or whatnot, but there's maybe just like an area that you could probably pull off that like runs between two like sections where there's like solar panels, and there's probably like a larger open area that houses a wind turbine farm.
Okay. I'll probably go that way, I guess.
I'm gonna have you make a driving check just to see if
Okie dokie.
if you're like going off of a main Because I'm assuming you're going off of a main road and you're going off the main road, maybe at a decent amount of speed. And,
I got a 15.
let me see. You should be fine. Oh. Find my table for that. Yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
So yeah, you just kind of as nondescriptly as possible, you just kind of pull off the side of the road and down this. It's kind of like a little dirt path that's probably used for like maintenance crews.
Okay. Now we run into the problem of I am not good at navigating. So can I find my way there now?
Roll me navigation.
Oh gosh. Oh boy. Okay. That is a 9.
Let me see here.
I mean, I've been there
You're
often.
fine. You're fine. So you maybe do a little bit of roaming around. You kind of like drive around in a few circles because you're just like, where do I go? Because
Yeah, I'm really sweating for a minute, but I guess we
eventually
ultimately get there.
you kind of like stuck. You kind of find yourself back onto like a paved road.
I swear I know what I'm doing.
Ron's just hanging in and enjoying the ride, I guess.
You're not in the sewer, so
Okay. So you don't. So for the rest of the way, you don't find any further. Like you don't encounter any further. Anything else? Like I mean, obviously you'll drive by a variety of like civilian vehicles.
yeah.
And you know, maybe just like skirt your way past a couple of definitely not undercover police vehicles, but they don't pay you any mind. And as you kind of get closer and closer to the closer and closer to city limits, it definitely starts, becomes a bit more urban. And after a while, you kind of come across like a smaller, like industrial building. It's kind of like a kind of looks like almost like a little auto repair shop, and there's like a little warehouse right behind it, and that would be where Danny would pull off and park her Hummer.
We're here.
Ron's just gonna kind of laugh and be like, "All right, is this where your guy's supposed to meet here, or?"
Yeah, this is his little shop. I'm gonna warn you. Mention nothing about being cops, okay?
Given
Ron's
that
just
I
gonna
have
nod.
the most stereotypically police-like appearance, would it be best if I just check the perimeter and make sure we weren't followed?
Um, I think we should be fine. I just know if he finds out anything like that you guys were cops, he'll probably freak out. For some reason, my first thought was just, do you want to wear the ghillie suit? But I don't think that'll help. um, I mean, what are you wearing? You changed your clothes at the
He'll
house,
notice
right?
just a random bush that appears in his parking lot, I imagine.
I've done weirder things.
All right, maybe we'll just hang back in the car. We'll figure it out. Don't want to spook him right off the bat, so
How about I'll go in, I'll talk to him, I'll key him in on everything, and then I'll bring you guys in.
sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay. I'll get out and go in then.
So Danny makes her way into the building. She's probably in there for maybe about 2 minutes or so, and probably a couple moments later she'll come in and kind of motion for everybody to make their way inside the building.
All right, let's go.
Okay, is it like just what kind of build it? Okay, I'll go in this building. I was wondering what it looked like. Is it like suspicious looking?
I described it as kind of like it kind of looked like it was like a auto repair shop at one point.
Uh-huh.
You see, there's like maybe like two like garage like stalls, and there's just like a build like another little building off to the side, and right behind it there's like a warehouse on the property.
Okay.
It's kind of it's like walled in by like a maybe like a 7 foot tall like concrete walls.
It looks very like safe here, so I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of like I still have the feeling that I'm being like tracked or chased or like pursued.
Well, I mean, how long's that tracker been in you? It's a big feeling to get over.
I imagine this place seems pretty safe. It's like a compound. This is definitely a prime location for your friend here. I think we should be safe, but yeah, I get that feeling that we're always being followed. I think it's just gonna stay with us for a while, unfortunately.
Yeah. I can assure you, Colin's not going to let anything happen to you.
Ron will nod and just enter the building.
All right, so you walk into the building, and it kind of smells a bit strongly of like cigarette smoke. And there's nothing really kind of nothing too descript about the building. There's maybe just like a little behind, like it's like a little reception desk. You can kind of hear like some music playing out of like a little like a stereo that there's like a like someone has their phone on it. And behind the counter, there's kind of like this little short, skinny man. He's of a fairly, like, he has a little bit of a suntan. He's wearing like a bright blue Hawaiian shirt. He's got like a khaki shorts. He's got flip flops on, and he's wearing sunglasses. He's like smoking a cigar. And
Colin.
he's like, "What's up?" He says, "What's up?" And he says it in like a very kind of a gravelly voice, kind of like a, you can very what you can tell that he's a smoker.
So, like I was saying, my friends have a flash drive that we need to look at. Do you have a computer that we can use?
Yeah, sure. And he kicks his feet against the desk, and he just like in his chair, and he just kind of like rolls back, and he's just like do what you gotta do.
Daniel kind of motioned for. Did I take the flash drive, or does Ron still have the flash drive?
I think I still had it, but yeah, I'll take Denny's motion and I'll kind of pop the flash drive in.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is the first time Hector's actually seeing the full kind of document in its entirety.
Yes.
Okay, so when you open up the folder that is that the when you open up the flash drive on the computer, there were 3 documents, and the first one was the documentation from the Ministry of Truth, basically documenting how the raid on the Citadel was a scheme to round up political dissidents. The next one is attributed to, that says the Ministry of the Environment, that essentially entails that a recent survey on the state of the worldwide environment has come up with unsatisfactory and worrying results, discovering oxygen levels have plummeted in recent years with rapid deforestation to make way for more green energy farms. And the third document is from the Ministry of Health, that is kind of a request to the Ministry of Science and Technology to help develop new strains of viruses to release upon the population to generate more revenue for the party. And strangely enough, after you kind of click out of that, another folder appears. And it is, opening that, you see it's kind of a whole list of the Kerr family, including Charlotte and all of her siblings and her parents. And where they work. and how they
Bing. Sorry, bingo. Ron's gonna be very excited to see this.
yeah. So yeah,
And
Danny.
is it in Unity City or?
so yeah, now that like she can kind of like Danny's seeing this, and she can like tell right away that like her friends and some of like a lot of like the things that she kind of had kind of like a half baked kind of idea about it. She's been totally vindicated and like proven correct from wherever
Her
she heard that source.
her expression is just a combination of like it feels so good to finally get like confirmation on everything, but also it hurts having lost so many friends from it. But her eyes are like glued to that screen.
And yeah, Colin is just kind of looking over and he's just kind of like, damn, you guys got some dirt on these people.
Maybe.
Who gave you this flash drive?
It was a close friend. It was actually I might as well mention it was Charlotte,
Yeah.
and he'll just kind of tap the name on the screen and be like,
What's she
she gave her life for to get this to us.
Yeah. She made
Wow.
sure to do the right thing in the end, according to every normal person's moral compass. There should be freedom, not slavery, and truth, not deceit. But things are flipped, it looks like, in Unity City, and have been so since we've lived here. So we don't really notice it anymore. It's shocking. The thing is, I don't think people are gonna believe any of what we say.
I know, but I promised her, literally on her dying breath, that I would get this out to the people, and it's up to them if they believe it or not. It's out of our hands at this point. We're already kind of, outcasts. We don't really have much to lose at this point, but I understand if you guys would rather just, disappear and try and have better lives for yourselves. I get it now.
So what are you guys gonna do? That's what Colin's gonna say.
We're gonna probably try to uproot the problem, remove it with lethal force. That's what I think
And
we should do.
hearing Hector kind of say lethal force, you can see Colin kind of like grins a little bit, and he's like, I think I can hook you boys up. And he's just like he stands up
How?
out of his chair, and he's like he just kind of like motions to like follow him.
All right, show me what you got, Mister.
Right, so he leads you out the out of like a back door from like his like the little compound that he has, and he walks up to like the door to the little warehouse behind him. Kind of fiddles a little bit with like the keys, kind of like silently like kind of singing some song to himself, still like like puffing on his cigar. Opens the door and turns on a switch, and inside this warehouse is just packed full of various firearms and boxes of ammunition.
Wow. How did you get all of this?
I'd
We
rather not. I'd rather not say. Let's
we
say
don't
I know a
question
few
it.
people.
Yeah, you must know a few people. And they must be quite important people.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Normally I'd charge you folks for picking something out for doing business with me, but I see you've got very important business to deal with. So I'll uh, I'll open up a tab, so to speak. So help yourself to whatever you think you need. And see, I've got some like assault rifles over there. Got SMGs, pistols. I don't have too many in terms of like. I don't have too many in terms of like heavy weapons. Those are a little harder to come by. But think I've got like a couple like frag grenades or
Oh yeah, I like
whatnot.
using those. I think I'll take 2 frag grenades and a rifle of some sort, like an automatic, whatever is the state of the art
Yeah,
weapon.
he he'll like you'll probably pick up a rifle like of your choice. Let's just say by chance it's the same service rifle that you had when you were in the military.
Ah, I know this one. Very good. Used it a lot. I'll take it.
I take it you were in the service.
That was a long time ago.
I understand. I have a few insiders, so to speak.
That's good.
Yeah, and as you kind of look through like whatever weapons he has, and a lot of the weapons are in some are in a little better shape than others. Some are like they're pretty old, and others like are obviously pretty new that were probably like smuggled from like an armory, and others appear to be kind of a bit more crudely made. Some of them appear to even be like 3D printed.
I think I'd like to take 2 frag grenades, I think they're called anti-armor grenades, right? And then probably just a lot of. Let me check what my ammo type is.
I think it's like 357 mag.
Yeah, it's 357 mag. I'll probably take like so I've got four full I suppose they would be like those quick loader clips, for revolvers.
Yeah.
4 of those in addition to a full gun right now. So maybe I'll just double my supply and take an additional 30 rounds.
Yeah. Colin will kind of chirp you a little bit, and he's gonna be like, "You don't see too many people carrying revolvers around these days. It's pretty old school. I kind of like it."
Well, they're very reliable. The mechanism is easy to take apart and clean. And I've never met a handgun that had better stopping power than this one.
Well, you can't be wrong there. But thankfully, I've got, don't have too much in terms of like 357, but I think that that's to say pretty much you pretty much clean them out for like 357.
Anything I don't use is coming right back here, and we'll be sure that you're paid in full for this eventually.
Yeah, definitely. If I don't see you again, obviously consider, if you're successful and you take down those bastards, like, I'll be really grateful what you give me. Like, I won't really expect anything. I won't really expect anything back. But if you want to like pay me back for my services, I'll greatly take it.
Yeah, we'll try to make sure that you're properly rewarded, I suppose. But let's see how far we get with our tries anyway, with our attempt. We are not too well. We're not ready to rule after, but we're definitely ready to cause some problem to them. We don't know what's going to happen after that, but anything is better than the current situation, I would imagine. So stirring up the soup wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, definitely not. Did Ron pick out anything?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna probably grab an assault rifle similar to the bolt action that I had for my police force. But if they have assault rifles, I might as well take one of those.
Yeah, you got like a variety of different assault rifles.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll just grab a normal one. I doubt he has the marksman rifle, so it doesn't seem probable. But I'll also grab a grenade as well, and that'll be all I need.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you kind of grab a kind of like the same. I'm gonna say you grab like the same rifle that Hector has. It's maybe
Okay.
a little bit more battle worn, but it's the same model.
Okay, yeah. And besides that, just some ammo for everything. But yeah, that'll be all I need.
Yeah, so you pick out like a couple. Yeah, he has kind of just like a couple like preloaded magazines, and he pretty much just says, anything else I can help you boys out with?
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
I feel like if he did tell anyone, he'd probably get his house raided and cleaned out. So
I suppose, but
believe
even
me.
anyone,
Oh
not
yeah,
not a
believe
single
me,
person.
like, you have no idea how many times I've had to pack up shop and move somewhere else. I couldn't tell you how many times.
Well, then you know what it's like being on the run.
Absolutely, I'm a bit of not necessarily a nomad, but I guess I am a bit of a nomad. But usually, if if I have to pack up and go, I usually make sure to tell some of I usually make sure to tell some of my good clients where I'm headed.
That's a very good policy. That's
Would it
how they'll keep finding you. The ones that need to find you, and the ones that don't, well, they need to obviously not know where you are, which solves the issue because you've already changed your location.
Were you gonna say something, Danny?
would a different vehicle benefit us? Like a nondescript white windowless van, perhaps?
Uh, Maybe. You know, vehicles really aren't really my forte. Let me see. I think but I do actually have a van in the garage over there. Let's see if that would suit your needs.
And I think I'm gonna go check that out. I feel like my car is a little. I don't think there's very many of them around here, and we're kind of out in the open a little more than I'd like.
All right, so he's gonna, you know, hand you the. He's gonna like kind of toss you the keys to the garage because there's a separate key. Yeah, there's like separate keys to like every room that's in this in this complex.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so I guess I'm gonna go check out this van, and I trust that you'll keep my vehicle safe until I return.
Absolutely. Just like park it in the just like park it in the garage, and I've got a little charger in there. It's off the books, so you won't have to pay to juice up, you know.
Gorgeous human, thank you.
That's very generous. Thanks.
Yeah, I guess are we good with the van? Should we start
I'm good to
moving
go.
stuff over?
Yeah, thanks again. But yeah, I'll turn to Danny and say, I guess it's going to be a little harder to go off-roading in the big van, but
Unfortunately, I feel like it might keep us safer. Might take a little less power too.
that's smart thinking, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Does anybody else want to drive? Because again, I get lost easily.
I guess normally the one of us who would be driving would be Ron.
Yeah, I'll take the wheels. I have a slight navigation negative, but I'm sure it's a little bit better than perhaps Danny's.
Oh, I'm sure a lot better than mine. So she will gladly hand over the keys.
Yeah, I'll hop into the van once everyone's loaded up, and I guess, do we know where we're going? First off, or just away from here and try and find a first destination that's one of these Kerr family members.
One of their mansions, I suppose.
Should we try to start off with just one of the small fries, or do we cut straight to the source?
I mean,
I
it might
think
be
we
wise.
should do
Sorry,
it
go ahead.
what we should probably do is, if we can, I don't think it will be easy to get to the source, but if we can, we should go for the source. However, if, for example, we can't do that, then I don't think we have a choice, really.
Yeah, we may only get one shot at this, so we may as well seek out the patriarch or matriarch, as it may be, of the Kerr clan.
I like how you call them a clan. That's cool. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the best course of action is to get rid of the brains behind the operation, and that will solve all the other problems, since nobody else will be as big of a threat to us and to the people.
I
As
feel like
the mastermind, the leader, the Führer of these people, will be the right target.
Now,
I feel like
I guess then the question becomes, what do we do once we get to the leader of the Kerr family? Like, are we trying to threaten them? Are we just gonna ice them? Are we gonna capture them as a hostage? In fact, that's probably what we ought to do.
I agree. I think if we can have them as a hostage, that's a good thing for us. The problem is, what happens after? What happens after we apprehend, this person?
I think once we've got that, once we've got a hostage, we could go to the Citadel and demand that every person in government, everyone in the inner party, takes a look at that disc that we found. And before we do that, we ought to make some copies in case any one of their allies on the inside there decides to scratch it up or destroy it.
Yeah. Allies would be the main issue, because you can't kill one and expect it all to end and for them to give up, right? Or
Yeah. So, how are we liking the sound of the plan of get into the mansion of the head of this family, spirit them out of there to the Citadel in our van, where we then demand first we're going to have to make copies of the disc, but once we've got that, we demand that the members of the party, the inner party, view the disc, and then if they do, then if they side with us, then we're able to stand down. If they don't, we have to figure out another plan.
So you would like to, suppose, offer them a chance to maybe side with us, like a chance for them to change their ways, maybe give them a second chance, sort of, or completely go for their extermination if they refuse to do so. That's kind of what I'm getting.
So as I recall, this disc had a lot of dirt on the Kerr family on it.
The whole party, actions
Yeah.
and illegal killings, executions.
So, as upstanding citizens, and indeed the foremost citizens of Unity City and of the world, they would be going to consciences if they chose to ignore all the evidence.
Yeah,
I don't
it
think they
would
have
be.
conscience.
Well, they probably don't.
I'm kind of
They
inclined to
I
agree with
think
Danny.
they're afraid. They are afraid of the masses following a leader that would be young and capable and improve their life. And obviously, they are afraid of losing their grip on power. So maybe we can try to.
Well, what we could do in our ultimatum is we could bluff. We could say that we have an organized ring of people distributing these CDs, or discs rather. I suppose they wouldn't be CDs, but
Information war.
yeah. And we could say we have a ring of people distributing these discs, and the word is already out about what's been going on. And if they don't step down, or at least begin to make reforms, the riots of a couple of days ago are going to look like nothing.
Oh, well, if we can manage to make them believe that, that's a great thing. The question is,
If we expose this right, they should probably be running for the hills. Enough people will be able to see this, and I feel like enough people will be angry at this. They like to believe their system is based on rules and logic, and clearly it's being violated right now. My thing is, we don't know much about the heart of this family other than what we have on paper. I remember Charlotte mentioned something about one of the family members working for a hospital. That might be perhaps an easier target. Maybe a target that's less likely to be noticed if they go missing for a little bit, and we might be able to gather information about what we're dealing with here. As much as I love your plan, I just don't want to go in blind.
The way I see it, yes, we should gather information, but it is important that once we get our man or woman or whatever, that our target, it is important that we move quickly and decisively. Otherwise, we will be thwarted.
Yeah, we don't want to waste too much time.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts, Danny? I mean, you're kind of seeing this from the outside opinion. We're all really close to this, but you're kind of fresh eyes getting laid on the situation here. So
some of her, she's got some conspiracy theories about all this, and she's just gonna say, I don't know, I've never fought aliens before.
Huh.
You've seen one.
Could they be the Anunnaki?
Ron's gonna laugh, and he's like, I haven't either.
Did you seen one firsthand? Were they different? How different were she's really in on that they are not human, even though I'm pretty sure they are. But she firmly believes that they are aliens.
Ron will jokingly say, he's like, I don't know, I met Avery, and I don't know if that was entirely a human being, so.
Probably not. I feel like there's a lot of them amongst us.
Does anyone have so I just think we should reach a consensus about what we're going to do. And then also we should probably ask, so Jeremy, do you envision that, just because I figure if we pull this off, it would probably be at least from my view, that would be the end of the campaign, which I don't want it to be because I love this campaign, but is that how you were envisioning it would end?
I'm for the most part just kind of leaving it up to you guys. It's just, and then also just to a point, just kind of leaving it up to the roll of the dice, just to see how successful things are.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
I feel like if we just go in to like the mansion blind, we're probably all just going to die.
Yeah, it looks
Oh,
like they would
definitely.
have
Yeah.
security, and they would obviously, considering that's the most important, like one of the most important, like this, this whole, family tree. Um,
Yep.
does seem like
Well,
it would be dangerous. The best way would be infiltration through acquiring trust and then deception. That's like they believe that we're allied to them, and then we stab them in the back. That would be the least kind of slowest, but probably the safest way to do it. Whereas the other one would be a blitzkrieg. We just go in there and eliminate all the threats to us and try to get there to this person.
Yeah, with them lying to the public and lying to basically every other level other than the up and ups, I feel like they're going to be very hesitant to want to trust anybody other than the immediate family. And with all their lies, I'm sure they have security on high alert, especially with us definitely floating around there. They haven't recovered our bodies, and I'm sure with them sending hitmen after us, they're not going to rest until they're for sure. That disc that we have is destroyed. So
mhm.
I've got an idea. So, well, not really an idea, but a notion. So we won't know what will be most effective until we have gathered enough information to actually plan our assault. So for now, I think we should put a cork in the planning and focus on what we can do to scope out targets and figure out who matters most to the government, like who matters most to the party, who of the Kerr family, that is. That will be ideally our target. And then figure out where they live, all their routines, when it would be best to get them, because not necessarily in the mansion or wherever they may live. They may travel with only a couple of bodyguards in the morning, say, on their way to work. So if we can figure out when they're most vulnerable, that's when we can get them. At least in my view.
True.
Yeah, it would be great. To do that, we need to start researching their life, the way they live the life.
a question: does that full list have like just their names, or does that have like addresses and all kinds of information?
it has like the names and like where they work. Most of them like work within the party and their connections to other families and other clans within their group of people.
So I see a problem might be that the party could be too deeply infiltrated. So maybe we do have to ice out a fair bit of inner party members.
Again, I know that. Oh, go ahead.
No.
Sorry,
No,
Danny.
go ahead. No, go ahead. You're good.
I was going to say, I just remember Charlotte mentioning that one Kerr member works at a hospital, but I don't know how deep into the heart of the city the hospital is, or if it's on the outskirts. Like, is it accessible to us to get in and out real quick, or?
Would they know who I am? Do they?
Probably not.
Probably not. I feel like I could maybe, if she works in a hospital, I could maybe go in as a patient and kind of scope something out, I guess, with like a fake name.
The only problem with that is, how do we know that this that this person who works in a hospital would actually be valuable to the party, like perceived as valuable as a hostage.
I'm just thinking they might be the one weak link. You know, they're not directly in the heart of things, but they're blood, and they have enough of knowledge to be still detrimental to the party. Let's put it that way. They might even know the layout of the mansion, since they probably have birthday parties there. You know?
Yeah, I would imagine.
And pretty much
right.
from what I remember from my time
right.
at Charlotte.
Weakest link, and like if the party is deeply enough infiltrated, or at least enough party members know the score, then I would imagine that the kidnap and holding as a hostage of one of the group of people, let's just say, would be cause for alarm, even if it wasn't a particularly politically significant person. So I think you guys are right. Let's do that.
Yeah, I mean, most of these people work within the party. They're going to be around their bodyguards and stuff, but she works in a public area, and she might not even be fully aware of the severity of what her family's in, so she might be able to give us helpful information and actually be on our side if we play our cards right. But again, this is all assumptions, and we should go with what we know.
Pretty much the people that work in the public are like informants to their family, which is what her brother, Charlotte's brother, was. He worked as a cop, but he was an informant to the family.
Yeah, I guess that's a very good point.
Hmm.
And as you guys are kind of like plotting out your your plan of action, Colin, like, he kind of like rounds the corner in this van, just kind of beeps the horn, and the van has painted on it, Xander and Thraxian's whole destroying sex bus. Just like
What?
Oh, what? What are you talking about? What sex bus is that?
How did you come across this vehicle and come into the possession of it?
I made a trade.
That sounds even
First
funnier.
sex?
I feel like the less we know about this, the better.
Don't worry. I sanitized everything.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I feel much better now.
Would you
Ron's
happen to have,
gonna
like,
be
a bucket of
oblivious.
paint?
Yeah, I feel like we should probably paint it.
Like, it doesn't have to be car paint, just a bucket of paint.
I think it might have some duct tape.
I think this works to our advantage. It's so obscure that it might help us blend in.
Yeah, that's right.
Might make some money on the side too. Yeah.
Let's not do that. Good thinking, but let's not do that.
Yeah.
See, this is going to be interesting when this vehicle pulls up to the hospital parking lot and we have to send someone injured in.
Yeah.
What are my injuries going to be?
Mostly internal, I'd imagine.
Oh,
God.
Lord.
You guys ever hear of I think it was like the Serbian bottle incident, something like that?
I care not to know, but
It was this guy in Serbia, like in the early 2000s, claimed that some Albanians had shoved a bottle in him, and he sustained such great internal injuries that he had to have like 30 surgeries. And it ended up like leading to serious ethnic tensions in Yugoslavia. Just an
Oh, wow.
interesting piece of history.
Well,
Of course, the tensions were already there, but it would the secret police tried to hush it up and everything.
oh wow.
History is an interesting thing, woven with stories that are just remarkable. But I
Well,
imagine we will park the van down the road from the hospital, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm thinking we should take some of those quilts and throw them in the back, though, just to be safe. Otherwise, I guess Ron will start loading up and. Sorry, go ahead.
No, from the floppy disk, I think she's a neurological doctor, so I don't think that's the correct end for her specialty.
We can just say that you're suffering chronic migraines from work-related stress.
There we go.
Related stress.
From the bottle in my ass.
Presumably.
I mean,
Presumably, yes. Exactly.
sure. Okay. Whatever works.
Right. Ron will hop in the driver's seat, and are we leaving just the vehicle with the mech suit in the hands of the guy who moves shady items? I guess so.
Yes.
All right.
I think Hector's going to want that mech suit.
Are we going to be able to make that switch into the van without Colin noticing?
I think Colin's chill enough.
Yeah, is like
Well,
he's probably
fill off the back
like,
of a truck.
Yeah, he's fine. Like with I mean, it's your vehicle, and you're just kind of borrowing this one. So.
You just see a bush scatter from the Hummer into the van.
Yeah, and the back of the van, it's like a California king size bed and some some pillows and like a very large like stereo system and a variety of like cabinets of which the contents is probably unknown.
I don't know if I want to know.
What's the CD in there? Don't go heart.
Must be Swedish techno, I think.
Must be.
Does this have like the divider glass with little?
It's probably
Sorry, go ahead.
one of the various like state produced like music, because like I'm imagining a lot of like the music is like AI generated, but there's like a very small percentage of music that's actually like produced by humans.
Maybe some of the music is like old hits, but remastered with AI, with robots singing instead of humans. It's some kind of. And when you go in like to a nightclub, you can like imagine it's like.
Oh yeah, there's also like there's also just like a little disco ball on the roof or on the ceiling.
That's what I'm picturing as the music in Unity City, like constant, like it's techno, trance, robo voices
with mashup.
Yeah. And occasionally you hear like some famous song.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's what's in the back of the van, whereas like the cabin, it just looks like a normal. It looks normal.
Should we take out the mattress? Somebody's getting a disease from that thing. Unless you want to sleep on it.
Ron is just thankful he's driving.
I think we could do that, yeah, at some point. Right now, probably not a priority, maybe, unless you want to.
I mean, so how many can fit in the front? 2 or 3?
It's probably, you can probably like squeeze like 3 people in there.
I'm pretty tiny, so I don't have to be back there.
Yeah, so
Truck is a truck.
One of you's gonna get the short straw.
Wait, why is it a short one?
Because the cabin can only fit like 3 people, and there's 4 of you.
So somebody needs to be excluded from the group.
Somebody's got to be in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think I can enjoy the disco in the back. That's where it is. I'm gonna go and kind of headbang and like prepare mentally whilst I'm like trying not to lose my balance because we're in motion, right? Because we're moving. So whenever
you just lay on the bed.
Yeah. No.
Just lay on the bed.
Sit on it. I don't feel like that comfortable to relax on this bed, which has been the recipient of many one-night stands, probably. So I'm just gonna look around in the back whilst you guys are driving to the place.
Hey.
All right, so Hector's gonna be in the back, and everybody's gonna be in the front in the cabin, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so that's I imagine you guys are gonna just like pile in the van. Colin's just gonna he's gonna say he's gonna take good care of your Hummer, and wish you good luck on your endeavor.
Thanks, bud.
We're gonna wish him good luck staying as anonymous as possible.
Yeah, I'll wave and thank him for the vehicle, thank him for the weapons, and wish him well staying as much of a ghost as possible on the map.
It's like,
I think the underground knows this guy, but like everybody else, who is he? Nobody knows. It's like that's him, underground, underworld guy. He knows the underworld.
So you guys pull in, like get into your van, and you say farewell to Colin, and you pull out in the very interesting bus that you have, or bus. It's like it's just like the size of just like your usual, just like a
U-Haul?
not. I was thinking more just like
It's like a utility van almost.
It's like a utility van, just like a windowless van. But yeah, you
that offers interesting services.
but yeah, ultimately, yeah, you pull out onto the street and make your way to your destination. And I think this is where we're gonna call it for tonight.
Okay. I like the ending.
I had to make it a little funny.
I like
Yeah,
it.
that's hilarious. I love that.
Yeah.
We have a
That's
shaggin'
good.
wagon that we're gonna roll around in.
All right. So
How
excellent
did you come up
session.
with that?
I am gonna go.
Oh,
and,
shaggin' wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, guys.